Hello and welcome to a little demonstration video from me. I'm John from Squared Paper. We're excited to be back at IBC with Extreme Group with our partners and friends on stand 7C25. So do pop around and see us. What I'm going to do today is give you a little overview of what Busby is, what it can do, and I'll show you a little bit of a demo as well. So just a quick overview before I start. Busby is our broadcast integration toolkit. It's a collection of services, applications, user interfaces that you can use to build a system, to join other systems together, to create some workflows, create some custom user interfaces, whatever you need to do. So what I'll do is I'll show you our configuration tool, because that's where all the business takes place. Just logging in now. So I will zoom in because I probably can't see that. Hopefully this is better. So you can see the configuration user interface is divided into a few sections here. We've got our system section where we've got our deployments, our locations. Then we have our hosts down here, so you can define how many computers you want to divide your system into. You might have some on the cloud, some on premise. You might have a hybrid setup. You can do that in here. Then we've got our services down here, and you can see that there's lots of built-in services available in the system. Just need to go through. Let's say I wanted to connect to Grass Valley AMP, then I just need to add this as a service here and fill in the things. Each of the services have got a little form you can use for your configuration. You just do that in there. That's our services. Then we have workflows down here. These are one of the very core concepts of the system. These allow you to automate and manually work through lists of jobs that you need to get done. So I'll come back to those in a second. Then we have our boards, which you'll see in a minute, which is how you view the status of jobs in workflows. And then in here we have places for setting up things like forms and surveys and all your applications, databases, shared scripts, etc. So what I'm actually going to do is show you a simple workflow and how that goes together. So we click here on our demo workflow. You can see here that there's different types of steps that you can drag in. There's a mixture of manual and automatic. Most common, and different ways of starting off jobs in workflows as well. So you can start most common with a watch folder or a form, or you might do an API post. So in this case, I'm actually using an API, a simple HTTP post. And if I scroll down to the bottom there, you can see that it will be listing on port 6001 at /create job. That will create me a job in this workflow. Now I've got a few steps in my workflow. It just has a simple script here. I'll jump into this script and show you that there are a lot of built-in functions and helper functions in the scripting library, all available by typing Busby and then a dot. So you can see here, let's say I wanted to run a media info on a file, then I can do busby.mediainfo.run. Then I need to give the path to the file, but then I can assign that as well to a variable. So I might go. Then once I've run the media info, then I can go and get information about that by typing in here. Let's say I wanted to get the audio bit rate, then I can do that, and it tells you, built in to all these helper functions, it tells you what you need to. You need to tell what you need to fill in and what it gives you back. So there's lots of helper functions available in there to help you do whatever you need to do in your workflow scripts. There's lots of ways of helping you debug this as well. So if I was to go and get a job ID that we have in the system, sorry, I'm just logging in. I'm only an engineer, not a marketing person, so I can't type and demo at the same time. So let's say I want to go into my demo board. Let's find that in here. and I want to see, let's say I want to debug. This script here has gone into error, so I want to try and run it manually myself to see why. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this job here. This brings up what we call a job card here, shows lots of information about the job. I've got notes, the history of the job as it's gone through various states, and if I had other information blocks attached to that, they would appear in here. So I'm going to go and copy my internal reference, and then I'm going to head back into the configuration. I'm going to go to show run here. Now I can paste in my job ID, and I then are able to run the script in here and see the output, and it will do everything that I've got in my script. It will go and attach info blocks, it might do a transcode or a file move. It just won't move the job to another state, so it's a really useful way of doing debugging. Let's say that we want to I'll demonstrate another quick way we can do workflows in here. We've got something called the Busby shopping basket. So what I can do here is I'm going to head over to our built-in, like a lightweight MAM system. So I'm going to go to the MAM UI here. I'm just going to zoom out a tiny bit. And in here I'm going to search for something. Let's say I want to look up all videos that are about space. So let's go ahead and search for that. Here's my results with the thumbnails. So let's say I'm a broadcaster and I need to send one of these episodes to a dubbing house or a subtitle house. I need to get some work done on it. So I'm going to select, let's say, this clip here, and then I can see various bits of metadata, can see the IDs which I've got, can see my titles, can see my instances. Now my instances are an instance of my item, so that could be a high-res file, a browse file, there might be subtitles, audio files, and I can see the metadata about them. I can go in here and I can play through. I can add markers and things if I need to. But what I actually want to do in this case is I want to add this item to my shopping basket, because I want to then create a job from that for onward processing. So I'm going to add that to my basket. I'm then going to head to my content shipping, so I'm going to get a form here for creating a shipping job. And you can see here, it's loaded my basket. It knows the contents of my basket here. And I'm going to send that file to my supplier. So let's say I'm going to say description, dubbing request. I'm going to choose a supplier in here, Dubbing House 2. I'm going to enter a quick brief that I need them to do. Please dub this into German. Then let's go ahead and create my job. Now if I look in my shipping board here to see what the status is, I can see here that it's doing my transcode underneath. It's going to watermark the video, and then that's going to end up in my output folder to the supplier. Now I could make that go onto an SFTP, or I could send the supplier an email to notify them that they need to collect it or something like that. And one of the key concepts I should have noticed is that all of these configurations, probably I set up this workflow before IBC and the workflow board and the API, and it all took probably less than half a day for me to do all of the configuration. So basically the point in this demo was to show you that you don't need to be afraid about having a little bit of code in your system, because we've put a lot of time and effort into making the helper functions really easy to use, makes it more flexible. But don't be afraid to get in there and have a go with some code. It's really quite easy once you get used to it, and you can create quite simple or complicated workflows in quite a quick period of time. So that's all I'm going to show for now, but if you would like to come and have a personal demo, or you'd like to go and have a play with it yourself, please do pop round and see us on the stand. Or if you're watching at home and you're not able to be at IBC, please contact Extreme and they will organise a demo for you. Thank you very much.